You're helping in building schools for the children, hospitals that you go to, and all this other infrastructure. Talk about the airport and everything you can name. Now, every time you ask for an EBM receipt, you are guaranteed 10% back on the VAT that you have paid. And by the way, you stand a chance to win amazing prizes, inclusive every month. You stand a chance to win 50 million Rwanda francs. That's you asking for an EBM receipt, just that. It gets you into this promo to win 50 million Rwanda francs every month. Dial star 562 hash. Register for the VAT rewards. Stand a chance to win other amazing prizes with Tenga promo. Get your EBM today. Don't be left behind. That money could change your life.
Kuzigamira ejo hazaza n'amashuri y'abawe ni ingenzi kandi bitangira kare. Mu kuguherekeza muri uru rugendo, Equity Bank yagushyiriyeho konti impamba igufasha kuzigamira abawe mu buryo bwizewe kandi butanga inyungu ifatika. Dore ibyo wamenya kuri konti y'ubwizigame impamba ya Equity Bank. Uzigama yungukirwa kugera ku nyungu igera ku 8%. Ugomba kuba uri hagati y'imyaka 18 na 60. Uhabwa ubwishingizi bw'ubuzima harimo no kubona inshuro 3 z'ubwizigame bwawe mu gihe cy'ibyago. Amafaranga wabikije ashobora no gukoreshwa nk'ingwate y'inguzanyo. Wabitsa binyuze ku ishami rya Equity Bank, aba agents bayo cyangwa mobile banking. Funguza konti impamba ku ishami rya Equity Bank rikwegereye uyu munsi, utangira uzigamira uburezi bw'abawe none. Ku bindi bisobanuro hamagara 45 55 cyangwa 0788 19 0000. Amategeko n'amabwiriza birakurikizwa.
Noneho inzozi zabaye impamo kuri ubu mu Rwanda ntibigisaba gutegereza. Sobanukirwa Starlink internet yizewe isakazwa n'ibyogajuru kuri ubiboneka mu gihugu hose. Waba uri mu mujyi cyangwa hanze yawo, koresha internet idasanzwe ya Starlink aho waba uri hose. Witeguye gutangira? Sura bamwe mu bafatanyabikorwa bacu uyu munsi barimo Himax, Champions Technologies, Hi-Fi Trading Services, Vision Technologies ndetse na Mercury Computers. Tera intambwe igana imbere wihuza n'umuyoboro wa Starlink n'abafatanyabikorwa bacu bizewe hafi yawe. Starlink, internet yizewe kandi iboneka hose mu Rwanda.
Barman, nzanira Cheetah. Man, ko numva ndi kumera fresh mu mubiri. Izi mbaraga ndazikwiza he?
Umva man, ibyo ni bisanzwe na Cheetah Energy Malt Drink. Nta makuru wari ufite tu.
Iyi Cheetah iri mu icupa rishya ry'ivide imeze neza pe, kandi uburyohe bwo ni bwa bundi twese twikundira. Cheers!
Ubu Cheetah iraboneka mu gihugu hose, haba mu icupa rishya ry'ivide ku mafaranga 550 gusa, cyangwa mu icupa risanzwe rya plastike ku mafaranga 600 gusa.
Cheetah ikinyobwa cya Bralirwa. Ntibyemewe kunywa Cheetah ku muntu uri munsi y'imyaka 18 utwite cyangwa kurenza amacupa 3.
Hora n'imbaraga na Cheetah Energy Malt Drink.
Join the money conversation with Isaac Nkosi every Wednesday at 8 a.m. on Kigali in the morning. Money Matters, growing together with you. Powered by the Money Making Sense podcast.
The man you're about to hear is a man I respect. He is a father. He's a husband. He's a family man. He's well-rounded on so many fronts. He's my silent role model.
Wow.
Welcome to Money Making Sense. This is where we turn financial dreams into daily decisions. Every Wednesday. Today I want us to challenge a very popular concept, which is vision boards. I know Rebecca yesterday tried to hint on vision boards, but maybe today in a different way. Now, don't get me wrong. It's beautiful to visualize financial success. We all love those images of dream houses, bank balances, passports, and freedom. I am one of a kind. I have painted all kinds of images how I want my life to be. And maybe at some point I got stuck in what most people call delulu. I painted the image of what my life should come out like. I have saved hundreds of homes In my head, they look like my home.
Your dream home.
I have house plans saved from the internet, several of them. I have a farmhouse. I have a house for my mother. I have a house for my father. I have my children's houses. Everything. I have saved it somewhere. Because maybe that's a vision board. But am I there?
Your delulu.
Here's a real question.
Wait a minute.
If your goals ain't in your calendar, are they even real? I'm hoping that we all know what a calendar is. But if you don't see your goals in a calendar, are your goals even real? You see, you can't manifest what you won't manage. And while vision boards inspire you, it is your schedule, your daily, boring, repetitive calendar that actually builds the life you say you want. So today's conversation is about how to align your time with your goals. Because if you say health, for instance, health matters, then we ask the question, where is it in your week on your calendar? We don't see anything saying gym. We don't see anything saying jogging. But again, on your vision board, health matters. All right? If you say owning a home matters, where is it on your calendar? Your calendar doesn't lie. It might be the most honest reflection of your values.
Yeah.
So while we have this conversation today, I want you to look at your calendar. Maybe we have calendars in the phone. We have calendars in the emails. We have calendars even in the diary. Look at your calendar and see the things you want to become, where they have been labeled Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, what you do with your 5 p.m., what you do with your 8 a.m. And if your goals are written anywhere in your calendar, if there is none, your life is about to become absolutely nothing. Thank you.
What a climax.
So I think we can close the show. We have concluded.
Good morning,
We
Isaac.
have advised and you have concluded.
No.
Useless life. We know where we stand. That is it.
It's a strong point.
Very strong.
We give time to what we value.
Mm.
It's just that simple.
Yeah.
And time is the most valuable resource that you have. So where you put your time is what's important to you.
Mm.
Whether you are conscious of it or unconscious of it, and the unconscious one is the worst.
The unconscious one.
The unconscious valuing is the worst.
Mm.
Because you yourself are unaware. You are actively unaware of what is important to you. So you say, Juliana, you are important to me. That's what you think. But it's really Stella. Because Stella's the one who takes all your time. And Stella might be your sister, your mother, your cousin, your neighbor, your best friend, or your side
Business.
business.
But you see,
Why are you guys
Isaac,
being too polite this morning?
Isaac, I called you my mentor for reasons. I want you to be soft.
Comes Rory.
Hey,
You are hard.
don't go pumping it too hard.
It comes Rory. Let's comes Rory.
Why do so many people struggle to connect long-term goals with short-term schedules? What is getting lost in the translation?
Discipline. Discipline is what's lost in the translation. Because most of us don't like rigid structure. Even though we
It's
can
boring.
appreciate
It's
Too much
just
human
boring.
nature.
yeah. It's boring, it's tedious, it's like a diet. It's restricting. You want to be free. And which is also a paradox, because freedom means that you must be structured. If you're to be free, you have to be
Structured.
closed.
Mm.
You have to be jailed to be free.
Don't say that.
Why?
Come
How?
sorry. Come sorry. You must be jailed to be. You have to be disciplined in order to be free. In order to truly enjoy freedom, discipline is required. Because when we become indisciplined, that is the beginning of chaos, of struggle, of hustle, of problems. So people who are genuinely free, you see somebody who is healthy, and they work there. You give example of physical fitness. I think there was one of these long distance runners from Kenya,
Chipchoge?
Chipchoge, whatever his name.
It was
There we
Kipchoge,
go.
I think.
Who was talking about how he runs because he enjoys it. Others are running for work, others are running for exercise. He runs because he enjoys it. And so he stays healthy. He avoids things that that affect his health so that he can run. And he is healthy. He's enjoying his life. He's enjoying his success because he's healthy, because his daily runs, his daily exercise keep his body fit. So he's free. I'm enjoying my... Now somebody who is eating however they want and lying down all day, they're saying they're free. But the problem is the body is suffering. And when the body suffers, it will come for you also.
Sometimes we can't avoid these things. Last night, I think I drank a full cup of cooking oil.
What the heck?
I don't know what
Sorry,
my boy
I
was
didn't
trying to
Where?
do.
How did
How?
that? How did that become the next thing that you've said?
Because
A full what?
a full cup of cooking oil.
Bro, you need to check in at the doctors.
No, that one is a
Because
visit to
my
Faisal.
boy, for some reason, he thought we should eat chips last night.
I'm
And
afraid
you ate cooking oil with a side of chips.
Yes.
What? You should have asked him next time. Ask him to bring the oil on the side and the chips on the side, so you can add for
You can
yourself.
how you want.
Yeah, you mix the way you want.
Now some of us eat oil with a side of chips. Some of us drink sugar with a side of tea.
Yo. Eh.
You know, you've seen people set incredible financial goals,
Yeah.
very incredible financial goals. When they talk about the goal, it's very incredible. It looks good on paper, but then they are stuck. There are those without any financial goals, going laissez-faire, but looks like they are in movement, they're in motion towards a freer life. And then those who set financial goals, they seem to be stuck because they are going by the book, and then they are stuck. How much of that is a time management issue versus a mindset issue?
It's 100% mindset.
It's never time.
That's time could be inefficient. Yes, absolutely. And I think all of us will admit that we could use our time more efficiently. So there's a problem of time management, how you handle your time. But when it comes to the way that we organize, that's a mindset. Because again, what we prioritize is what we give. What is important to us is what we give time to. If you know there are things that you need to get done that are difficult to do, or they take time to do, or they need to be built with the support of others, then we have to actively make efforts. It's not something that you will fall on you. It's not something that will just happen on its own. You have to create it, which means you have to be purposeful, which means you have to spend energy. The only reason we spend energy is because we understand the value of the end result. That's the only reason. Because as human beings, we want to protect our energy. We want to spend as little energy as possible to get something done. So when there's something difficult, like a long-term plan, you see the long-term plan, long-term goal, it has an implication of delayed joy, delayed celebration, delayed gratification. So if you know you have to wait a long time to get your reward, it becomes so much more difficult to do it for most of us, because we have grown up in a generation, and also our natural inclination is to receive the benefit quickly. Microwave generation, they call us. You want to heat food in 30 seconds. When our grandparents would heat food in 30 minutes.
But you see, life is a bit confusing, Isaac.
Yes.
The other day we were having this conversation with Juliana. you will wait, delay gratification,
Yeah.
and delay for no reason.
No.
Listen, there is this Liverpool football player, Diego Jota, 28,
Poor Lesana.
Very young.
3 kids, right?
Yes. Beautiful.
Just gotten married.
Newly
Beautiful.
married.
10 days after marriage.
That's right.
He's driving. He's trying to avoid the plane. Just drive his car to enjoy it, and then he just
And a very, very
passes
nice
on.
car.
Just crashes and dies.
Yeah. With his brother.
And sometimes you want to imagine maybe if you got your man and ate it, because you don't know what tomorrow brings.
That's why I said this is a
Delayed
mindset.
gratification.
There's a lot
This
of
is a mindset.
uncertainty.
You see, Liverpool has said they will pay the rest of the contract now to the wife
Yeah, 2 years.
for 2 years, about £140,000 every week to the wife. Jota won't be there. Sometimes delayed gratification does not make sense when you look at it from that angle.
Yeah, sometimes.
You just have to enjoy your money.
Let me challenge you.
Bring it on.
Delayed gratification in the right environment is always a good idea. Because there are some benefits that cannot be received short term. It is impossible. You see, when you're a farmer, Jesse, have you farmed before?
Of course.
Juliana, are you there?
Yes.
When you farm, there is no immediate gratification. It doesn't exist. There is a season and a period for all things in order for growth to happen. You will not microwave conception and delivery of a baby. It's 9 months. Please. You will not make it 6. You will not half it. There are some natural processes that require delayed gratification in order to achieve, and usually they're the more valuable. You're not going to, some of the most valuable things in life, relationships, love, friendship, overcoming difficulty. These things you cannot force their ripeness. You cannot force ripe. And while we live in a mindset that tells us that, look, get the quickest benefit. Now, this is a very tragic situation of the Jota family. Why doesn't the wife tell Liverpool to give them all the money now? Since we need to have a good life, and we have lost our husband and father, give me all the money now.
We're going to wipe away our tears.
You just give me all the money for the... Does Liverpool have that money?
Of course not.
Yes, they have it.
They have it, but
Yeah.
it has to be
Can
structured.
they release it like
But
that?
I'm pretty sure they can.
If
I'm not saying it's beyond
If the
possible.
woman said that they should deliver the money, no, I think they should follow the contract, because
Why?
has she scored any goals?
But the husband is not there anymore.
But the contract says, they agree to follow the contract whether he's there or not. So whether goals are
just
scored
out
or
of
not,
goodwill.
weekly
Yeah, you see,
she will receive her
if
money.
she becomes so entitled.
Even he is not scoring any more goals. He has passed on. He's not helping the team anymore. This is good faith that they are showing. At least on the surface of it, that's what it looks like. It's good faith.
Yes.
Your husband was a valued member of our team. Please, we are mourning his loss. As we support you, here is the fullness of his salary, even if he's not here to do his part of the contract. He's not here. But we are honoring the contract in goodwill. Now, why don't they give her all the money? Say, here, go and wipe your tears and enjoy. And finish the money in 3 weeks.
Of course she can.
What do you mean, of course? Definitely she can.
She will definitely blow it if she wants.
If somebody gave it, what's it 180 a week? That's his salary.
About that much.
Even if it was 150 a week, that's 600 in a month. In 2 years, what's that in 1 year is 7.2 million? 7.2 million. So that's 14.4 million in 2 years. Let them give it to her now. If the life is about enjoyment, let's have instant gratification. I guarantee you, someone can finish 14.4 million in a month.
£1 million.
Even if it was billion, you can still finish it. If there's money, there's something to spend it on.
There's always something.
There's something to spend it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to Mars.
But God should test me with this amount of money. I want to see how people
Be
are capable
careful.
of making such mistakes.
Marcella. You have seen we have changed the name.
Marcella
That's a
Jesse,
presidential
you
name.
have.
And
you hear that?
because
That's
he
a
was sitting with the president last week.
Did you hear how he introduced
You see,
himself?
uh-huh.
My name is Jesse
No,
Marcella.
I said I've seen someone sitting with the honorable.
By the way, we are finished for a couple of months.
Yeah.
He's going to be reminding us those are presidential
Months?
conversations.
You're thinking months. Yeah. Seems you don't know Jesse. Jesse, but do you know who I sit with?
Eh,
Do you know whom
do
I
you know the
ask
table-
questions
Round table.
and they answer me? Now, Jesse, let me come back to those non-presidential names.
Yes.
African son. Be careful.
Yes. I'm
Be
careful.
careful what you ask for.
But also me, I would want God to test me with that money.
You be careful what you ask for. Because when you are not ready, don't ask for heavy weight. Have you been exercising? Somebody says, I can lift 100 kilos. Are you sure? I can lift $1 million. Are you sure?
But
They
is
will
it- is
put
there
that
way-
on
Isaac,
your chest and it will crack you in half.
Is there a way that I can fail to be ready when I see money?
Uh-huh.
I'm not getting it.
Now, all I'm saying is be careful, Juliana. Huh? Jules,
Yes. And presidential name.
we need to be ready. And this is it's unavoidable. Your preparedness, your willingness to do the quiet, uncelebrated work behind the scenes, like scheduling a walk every day for your physical fitness, like making sure you're eating at least one properly healthy meal, especially in the evening. These things which are uncelebrated, those are the ones that propel us to success.
Now, let's be honest, really. What does someone's calendar actually reveal about what they value, even when it doesn't match what they say they want?
What you say is irrelevant. Yeah, what you say is irrelevant. It's what you do. They've lied to you before, Juliana. They've also lied to
They
me.
are still lying to me.
They've also lied to me also. Jesse, I'm not so sure. But they've lied to me before, and I know they've lied to you.
Let them
Words are
come.
easy. Words are easy. Actions tell us what we are and what we value and where we are going. Actions. So when you don't, I mean, the calendar is one thing. Calendar helps you be organized, and that's important. Somebody who is productive but not organized, they're not as productive as they could be. They're inefficient.
So calendar keeps you on track.
So it keeps you on track. It keeps you reminded of what's important. It's a useful organization tool. All these tools that help us organize are very helpful because they prevent us from wasting time, wasting energies, if we follow the calendar. But the reality is when it comes to how our calendar looks, what we say versus how we spend our time, what we say we want, the reality is for anyone looking on and for anyone who is wondering why things are not going the way they want them to go, the issue is that you are saying one thing and doing something else. Until you make those things align, then you will always get results not from what you say but what you do. I can't understand. This relationship was perfect. Why are you everything was moving wonderfully. Why are you saying you want us to break up? It's because what you've been doing, you've been saying the relationship is valuable, but you have not been doing as if the relationship is valuable.
So you're saying discipline is key.
It's unavoidable.
Why do we overplan the future? Or do we even have to overplan the future? But most of the time, we overplan the future and then we underplan the week.
You're talking.
You hear people saying, in the future, my plan.
You're talking.
Ask them, what are you doing this week?
Nothing.
No action.
They're talking. They're just people just talking. People just talking.
So how do we find ourselves there? over planning the
But
future.
you know yourself.
We
you,
plan for the children we don't have. No, we don't plan for who we're going to have the children with.
Yeah, people who just talk. This is just, and you know yourself. When you just talk, because you will say all these things, but then when the door closes behind you, and you're alone in the room, and there's work to do, and there's a bed there, you make a choice between the work that's to be done, and you go lie down, and you promise yourself, hey, let me just rest a little bit, and then I will get up in 45 minutes. I'll have a 15-minute power nap. Yeah, 10 hours later, you've not started. You know yourself. You just talk.
How do we move from talking to being in action?
It's useful to be accountable. That's very useful. Tell someone who you know doesn't like playing games and say, hey, by the end of this week, 1, 2, 3. This is my target. I know myself. I talk a lot. I don't get things done. The other thing that we can also focus on to help stay motivated or to help be productive is to identify what are the things which are critical of what you need to do. Maybe you want to do 10 things, but 5 or 6 or 7 of them could be done by someone else. It doesn't need to be you to do it. But the top 3 things or top 4 things, those things, if you don't do them, they don't get done. And they are critically important. They make the biggest difference. Focus on those. The other things are distracting you. You focus on the 4 things that if you don't do them, and they're the most critical things to get you towards your goal. You know, most of us miss our goals because we are busy washing dishes and washing the car and running after the kids and all these things are important to do. It's good to have fun with your kids. It's good to keep the house clean. But if your job is to run a business, please make sure you do the critical things in the business first, because those kids and that house require resources to continue functioning. So start with what will not be done if you're not there, and then move on to other things when those top priorities are met.
But I don't know if it's just within us to avoid structure. That, I mean, you wake up, you do what you want to do on Monday without exactly having to follow a schedule. And then the rest of the week is depending on where the wind will blow you to.
Then your time and your resources are not yours. They belong to the wind.
They're managed by someone else.
Your money is not yours. You just call it yours, but it's not.
Isn't the biggest percentage of us living just like that? So unstructured. We just fall into the new week. The holiday has come.
Yeah.
Go into the holiday. Return. And just go on with life just like that. No definite structure. It's just by default. Where are you guys? We're coming.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of us do fall into that category of just life happening to us. And in some regards, that's unavoidable. There's some things we don't control. Many. There are very many things we just don't control. But what you could manage and control, why don't you? Especially if you have big dreams and big targets for yourself. These things aren't just going to fall on you from the sky. This money that we are wishing that God will test us with, it's not just going to drop from a cargo plane onto your head like aid. It's something that you have to build. A house is not. I'm not a fan of the concept of manifestation. I don't like it.
Speak it into existence.
I don't like those things.
Why they don't work for
Because they're not pragmatic.
They don't build your faith.
They're not pragmatic. Now, it's good to have dreams. It's good to have a vision. But the vision, the dream is built with work, daily activity. They say Rome wasn't built in a day, but it was built over time. The magnificent empire of Rome was built over time by people's hard work, labor, blood.
Not just talking.
Nobody sat down and said, I see Rome. It will be. Habalabalalaba. You have to get bricks one by one and put them on top of each other to build a magnificent city with all kinds of huge buildings that people didn't even know could be built in those times.
Sometimes I wonder how it was done.
Even now, it's
What kind
amazing
of
how
wisdom?
they did these things.
I mean, there were people who had vision and put the words into action.
No, yeah, that's what it is. There's the vision, which is required.
Yeah.
I'm not downplaying that. It's important to have the vision, and the bigger the vision, the bigger the challenge. But you can't have a vision and then go sit down and say it will be. What's that nonsense?
Without the actions.
It will not be until you get one brick, and then put another brick on top of it, and continue to do that hundreds of thousands of times until Rome is built.
In your opinion, Isaac, as we come to an end, what would you say are 3 non-negotiable calendar blocks that every person who is trying to build a better life or financial life or financial freedom should include no matter what?
I think this one is now personal. This is a personal opinion. I think we need to have time for ourselves and our energies, our families, our loved ones. That should be blocked off, especially those of us who have children. Because you get busy in what you're doing with your head down in your work, and you look up and your family has all grown up and left the house.
So even falling apart.
Or falling apart. So make time for the most important things. And the things more important than money and success and power. And to me, those things that are more important include relationships. Important relationships.
Things that are more important than money.
Yes. It means nothing if you have all the money in the world and you are alone.
Yeah.
You are by yourself. You have all the money, but you're the only person on earth. Money for what? It's for burning to make fire, to stay warm. Yeah. So money doesn't mean anything without relationships. Absolutely nothing.
So which comes first? Money comes first to maintain these relationships. Relationships come first.
Because relationships don't require money. Nobody taught you how to love your mother.
They require you. I mean, just when they're saying relationships, they're not necessarily saying man and woman or
No.
that, both. It could be relationships with your kids,
Yes.
relationship with your spouse, which doesn't require
The
money.
inner circle.
Yeah, the inner
People who are closest to
But
you,
they have
your
to
good
eat.
friends. Yeah, they do have to eat.
They have to stay
Absolutely.
warm.
Now, when we're prioritizing, it doesn't mean other priorities aren't important. All I'm saying is that there are some which are the most important.
True.
And this is my point of view, Jesse.
That's number one.
It's
And I agree with that point of view.
it's time for relationships.
Gotta go call my dad, my mom. Today after the show, I'm gonna call them.
I know your sister will call
I
you.
tell them I prioritize you.
Yeah.
I've been dodging
Do you have
people
to
that
tell
keep
them?
me. Listen, I've been dodging people who normally call me to keep me in check. There's this one fantastic, beautiful lady, Monica. I don't know if you know Monica. Monica keeps checking in, and she says, "Jesse, are you avoiding me? Can we talk?" And I say, "Thank you, Monica, for checking in. Of course, I will talk to you." Monica could be listening in right now. I do appreciate that.
Why are you dodging Monica, though?
I don't know. Am I?
You just said that.
No, I'm trying to find time to find Monica. You didn't finish, Isaac.
I've left you to conclude here. There's some things we shouldn't touch. So Monica, you have heard. The second would be to schedule the most critical, like I had mentioned earlier, the most critical responsibilities that cannot be delegated to others, that make the biggest difference when it comes to getting to your goals. So if it is, for example, that you're saying you want to be healthy, then how are you? What are the things that you are making sure you're doing every day?
I'm taking a walk from work. I'm walking lately.
Having a meal, going for a walk.
Yeah.
Things like this. I'd say lastly, also because I'm a man of faith, you'd make time for, if you are a person of faith, make time for that relationship as well.
Make time for God.
Yeah.
That's important. If someone is listening to us right now, and I want us to wrap it up, they realize their calendar is full of other people's priorities and not their own. Monday, I'm checking on so-and-so. Tuesday, we have Guhemba. Wednesday, oh my God, I was supposed to run an errand for so-and-so. And you check, you don't have your own priorities in your own calendar, but you have other people. Oh, my boss sent me to do A, B, C, D, and then I have to do this for the children. Then I have to do that, and then there is no time for you. What is the first step to reclaim control of their time?
You prioritize your goals before others.
Become selfish.
Yeah.
And write it on yourself. I am a selfish guy.
No.
You can write it in your mind.
No, it's not technically selfishness, or depending on your definition of being selfish, but it is prioritizing. It's a matter of priority. You can't live your life for other people. This is also philosophical. It's a mindset. This is a mindset. If you live your life for other people, you have no objectives for yourself, because other people's objectives overrule your own. It's the same thing with your money. It's the same thing with your time. Some of us have a very hard time saying no. It's a very small word with a very big implication. No. Now, if you don't have an objective of your own, this is what I'm trying to do in my business, this is what I'm trying to do at work, I'm trying to achieve 1, 2, 3, I'm trying to achieve 4, 5, 6 in my family, those have to take priority in your calendar, when you have those things settled in your calendar, in your mind, then you weigh other people's requests against what you know you have to do. Somebody says, can you come and do 4, 5, 6? And you say, hey, today is a day I have to complete 1, 2, 3. So I cannot entertain what you need. Of course, you find the right political way to talk to someone. But I can't entertain what you need before I do what I have to do. If that's not the case, then you're ever going to be fulfilling other people's objectives and forego your own.
That same line goes with your money. Absolutely. You see, you receive your money on the 31st, and then you check in your priorities. Esther's wedding, Kanaka, who will need to send a birthday gift. Before you know, your rent is not adding up.
Yeah.
You don't have transport for the next month.
Yeah.
You cannot save anything, but your financial priorities are priorities of other people.
Yeah.
And that's why you've spent all of your funds.
Yeah.
And before you know, you're crippled and nobody is helping you.
No, it's very simple. What you're saying is that Esther's wedding is more important than where I'm sleeping. Esther's wedding is more important than my eating. Esther's wedding is more important than my children. You're speaking with your money.
You're prioritizing what is important at that
to
moment.
you, yeah. And what's important to you is making other people smile than doing what your responsibility. And then when somebody looks at you and say you are not a man, you're complaining. You are not an adult and you complain. It's true. Your priorities is making other people happy rather than doing what you're supposed to do.
We have to bring this conversation to an end. It was never our intention to make you feel a certain way. But we wanted to drive the point home.
But it's allowed.
Your calendar, what is it saying about what you want to become? That's what every detail is. Thank you so much, Isaac.
Ever a pleasure.
Kigali in the Morning continues.
Join the money conversation with Isaac Nkosi every Wednesday at 8 a.m. on Kigali